Matt James and Rachael Kirkconnell consider moving in together as romance takes serious turn. Well, put it in quotes there. Matt James and Rachael Kirkconnell are getting serious as they continue to spend more time together in New York City. Get the latest on Bachelor Nation's buzzworthy romance. So let's jump right into what they've got going on here. Stupid mouse. Don't underestimate the Bachelor Nation love story. Just weeks after Matt James confirmed he's giving his relationship with Rachael Kirkconnell another chance, the pair appears to be stronger than ever as they kick off a romantic summer. Matt and Rachael are in really good place right now and are getting serious. They are inseparable and talk all day, every day, a source close to Matt exclusively told E! News. They have been making many plans to see each other, so not a huge chunk of time passes before their next visit. Just last week, the pair was spotted enjoying the sandy beaches of Miami. They also enjoyed quality time in Orange County, California, while working on their relationship. In the future, those close to the couple wouldn't be surprised if both Matt and Rachael made the East Coast their primary home. As our source explained, they have discussed Rachael moving to New York City to be closer to Matt, and she has always loved the city, so it would work out well. Yeah, I mean, New York City's amazing. Now, the question is, are you going to kick out Tyler Cameron here, or is she going to move in with the roommates? You know, hey, they're young. Maybe you can do the roommate thing. I don't know. Leave a comment or leave a voicemail if you're watching live, and let me know what you think of this situation. I'll play your voicemails right now if there are any that come in. I'm waiting on that first one. They are both taking it slow, but have talked about moving in together. It's an option they are considering, but waiting to see how the next couple of months plays out. And I think we had a video. Yeah, here they are, of course, in Miami. Look, good for them. I mean, what a wild turn this whole story has taken. We were there not even realizing, if anyone thought they were, I guess dead on arrival is the term they use in the military, right? I did not think we had a chance for this revival to happen. But, like I've said before, what a nice scenario for them to work on, this sort of like national love story that was under the microscope, for them to come out of it. I've made a lot of videos recently about Matt James and the side that Bachelor, the show, never showed. I mean, he looks like a really happy guy. He's got ABC food tours. He's doing his thing. He's having a good time. Crafty Beach says they've had a wild ride. Absolutely. They absolutely have had a wild ride. So let's see. I think we got a voicemail here. Let's see if anyone's calling in about Matt.
The sheriff here. It's not. I don't think it's too late for Matt and Rachel to move in. They've had a lot of bumps along the road, and it's the easiest way to work everything out once you move in together. And I wish them the best. I'm not sure if they're gonna work out long term, but I sure hope so. But yeah, I wish them the best going forward. And yeah, I think they'll be in New York. They'll move into New York together, right? Maybe the people in the chat can let me know, but I think it's in New York. So thanks everyone, and we'll see you later. Okay, bye.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, no, good point there. That why wait? I mean, look, it's so funny, right? They got engaged, and we're like, should they move in together? But they're not back. Or no, I'm sorry, they did not get engaged. He got her to the altar and they just stayed together. They looked pretty happy to not be engaged in the time. And of course, they after the final roast was telling to a lot of people, who knows what sort of deal they had. Hey, lay low for a few weeks. Just go work on yourself for a few weeks. I'm going to work on me. If in a couple of weeks we still love each other, we still love each other. And of course, he had to kind of sift through that noise and see if they were going to work out. We had a couple great comments here. Let's see. I might have lost one here. Someone had said that, like, hey, why not move in together and see if it's meant to be? I mean, better find out now, Yolande says, I think there's going to be a breakup announcement soon from a loved couple in Bachelor Nation. Well, there's rumors. There's always rumors. I haven't seen any substantiated rumors, but JoJo and there's been rumors that they're going to break up, but they've always had rumors. These rumors always exist. People asked if Zach Clark was still with Tayshia. I mean, there's just no evidence to say, as far as I'm concerned, until you see any sort of evidence to tie the clues together, you just wish people the best. G. Easty says, if you have the money and it's not going to create a super stressful situation to break up and try to break a lease. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point when it comes to, you want to make sure, like, Rachel doesn't want to be, like anybody, shouldn't be in a position where she's financially sort of like reliant on the other person. And I don't think she is. I mean, she's got a giant following, as we saw from Jason Tartick's podcast. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out after. As we've seen from that, I mean, they're making big money. They're making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. to do a promo for something, appearance fees, $8,000 to show up somewhere, to shake a few hands. Well, once the pandemic's over. Rachael Kirkconnell's got a big following. She's got a big following. Matt James does as well. Financially, they're all set for right now. So they can live it up, and they might be, I don't think their relationship is dependent. I don't think they're together because people were saying, oh, he lost followers, so he's back with her. It's like, let me tell you something. If you've ever been with someone and you didn't want to be with them anymore, there isn't going to be a couple followers that's going to make you want to stay with somebody. So I just think that's a very low IQ, low energy way to think about the scenario. I think they've got love, or at least they've got a strong connection. Sadly, it's seared by sort of this like PTSD they've both faced. I'm not saying they have PTSD. I don't know what they have, but we know that they were part of a like final destination level occurrence. They were both at the crash scene. They both know what went down. Rachael has gone to hell and back. He has as well. They've both experienced some banana land stuff. They went from obscurity. We watched a bunch of Matt James' old TikToks, just went from obscurity, lovable kind of guy that was friends with Tyler Cameron and Hannah Brown to all of a sudden, people over every single move he makes, who he's going to spend, his time with, his love with, this and that. Is he going to stand by this or do that? I mean, no one can imagine what they went through. And yet there they are, on the beaches in Miami, and, good for them. Oh, I'll be the first one to report it if she moves in. I'll be like, we've got Rachael Kirkconnell in a U-Haul. She's going up Route 95. I'm going to just hack into the webcams at the local bridges. There she goes. She drives by. She just went through Virginia Beach. And she's coming to the George Washington Bridge. She made a right turn down Route 9. She's heading down White Plains. Can you believe it? Don't stalk people, guys. I'm only kidding here. I wouldn't actually do that. But if anyone has any reports of them getting a moving company, please let me know. Please, yeah, moving to New York was one of the greatest moments of my life. I love New York City. It's where Tasha and I met, and I could see a world where we move back there someday. We're not there right now. We're enjoying Los Angeles, but boy, did we love New York City. And, for people saying, oh, they're moving too fast. It's like, I always thought of that, like, so what? So maybe it doesn't work out, but, better to find it out. Maybe they, it sounds like he shouldn't leave his place. He's got a good place in New York City. He shouldn't leave it unless they find a better spot that they want, but it's a great setup. I'm sure they get a discount on rent because of their, they promote it, this and that. So they got a great setup. I think if anything, it's just one of those formality things. If she's in town, she's going to stay with them. They've been together for a while. Tasha and I actually only dated a few months before we moved in together because we were spending so much time at each other's places already. We were like, what are we doing? We're kind of like, you're coming to see me, I'm coming to see you. It's kind of like, let's just... And then the reason why I decided to move in with Tasha, I had a house in the Valley, probably 20-minute drive from her, and she had a studio apartment, and I had a buddy who needed a place to stay, so he was staying on my couch. And eventually I was like, why don't you just take over my lease? Just take my room. I'll go with Tasha. I'm already staying over there 90% of the time. And that's kind of how it all started. And Tasha, that's kind of the modern way where you go, look, I mean, we could not be together. We could not live together. We'd be fine. But at some point it's like, who are we fooling here? But I do appreciate the hesitance that people have because they want to make sure they're not overcommitting. Like if you've been in several relationships where you just jump to live at the next person's house. Like my buddy Ben started dating this girl, and like a week later she bought like a Tupperware thing to put her clothes in at his place, and he was like, whoa, hold on, hang out, like I can understand it's too much. But in their scenario, I mean, I think they've proven they're going to have a little bit of a longevity there, and good for them.